Like, for example, I would have loved to see her, like, I would have liked to see her get mad and fucking, you know, just like, what the fuck are we doing
Let's
here?
get back to Popola. She'll probably want to know what's going on in there.
That's my bad. I'm gonna leave that in so you guys can hear the sound difference with the air conditioning on and off, you know, so it's kind of like why I can't have it on. And if it's actually not that bad, it's gonna sound bad. I fucked up. We're only here. We're not even that far in, so yeah, well, I'm not gonna worry about it.
You bet.
Really? You'll stay with me? Really?
Yeah, Yona. I'll stay.
Yay!
Now get back to bed.
Okay.
Please be here in the morning. Please be here in the morning. I hear a voice. I squint and see a boy standing before me. His hair is silver, his skin is pale, and he stares up at me with hard, glassy eyes. Soon his lips begin to move, but no sound comes out. What is he saying? I can't hear him, 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 I can't. I try to leave, but something about the boy holds my gaze. I watch his face, expressionless, as his lips slowly flutter. What is he trying to say? What? Wait, it's a phrase. I can almost make it out. It starts with an S, and then there's an E. I don't even know what the... I can almost see it now. The letters begin to fall together one after the other, faster and faster. Sealed verse. It's a sealed verse. The thing I'm looking for, the key to saving my sister. I stare at the boy with renewed ferocity, trying desperately to make out his next words. Dream. Dream? What? What the hell does that mean? The lips move again faster now. I can't follow them. Damn it, I can't make it out. I want to scream, I want to tear the walls down around me, but instead I force myself to be calm. I can do this. I can do this for Yona. Slowly, ever so slowly, I parse out the letters that make up his final words. Forest of Myth. It's probably in the northwest of what we were thinking. The next morning.
Just a dream. Even in my dreams, I'm hunting sealed verses.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning, Yona.
What's wrong? Are you feeling sick too?
No, I had a strange dream.
What was it about?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
'Cause I had a dream too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Me and this boy were playing a game together.
What kind of game?
It was called Guess the Words. I think he made it up because I never heard of it before.
How did it work?
The boy would move his mouth, but no words would come out. Then I had to guess what he was trying to say.
So what did he say?
It was hard. I wanted to play hide and seek, but we had to play his dumb game instead.
So what did he say?
I don't know. All I could figure out was dream and Forest of Myth. But don't worry, I'm gonna study hard so that next time I can figure out everything. We should play a game together sometime too.
Sure, Yona. I got your pumpkin, Yona.
Thanks.
You've sure been eating a lot lately.
Yeah, you fat bitch.
Oh, I'm not eating them.
You're not?
Ta-da! Here you go. I made it all by myself.
Is this a cake?
Yep. Popola taught me how to bake one.
Oh,
I
God.
made it for you in secret.
Wow, Yona. This is... well, it's a surprise for
This
sure.
might be a game over.
Come on, try it.
Yeah, this is so good.
Yay! You're always super busy, so I wanted to make you something to help keep up your strength.
That's really sweet of you, Yona. Thank you.
Sure. Actually, I made like 7 cakes, so there's tons of leftovers.
Throw them all away.
The life of an elder sibling continues to be a trying experience.
Indubitably.
You're telling me.
The quest of Yona's gift is complete. Is she gonna have another one?
We should play a game together sometime too.
Yeah, none of that demonic shit, though. And out we go. Fuck. Oh, what time is that? 6. That's the first news of the day. 6:52:09. Ugh.
Something troubling you, lad?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it. Come on, I need to go ask Popola something.
Oh, Popola, where art thou? Fine shit. I do wonder how long canonical we've been at this, you know, because with us bullshitting around, it's not really a set time, and they keep giving us these diary entries that obviously don't really mean much to us because, like, we don't know when those were sent or written. You know what I mean? Like, we know the day, but like we don't know the reference in terms of like where we're at now, right?
What's up, Popola?
Oh, hi. I just got a strange letter in the mail.
Dearest Popola, I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing in hopes of bringing to your attention a certain dream issue of concern regarding recent events in the Dream Village. Or in Dream the Village. In recent events in Dream the Village. I was hoping I might be able to able to get your advice, Dream, on the matter. Recently, there have been dream reports, dream of a certain dream, evil dream, empty dream, cursed dream, evil dream, words, and dream, someone dream.
That is certainly one bizarre piece of writing.
Indeed.
Who's it from?
The mayor of a small village in the Forest of Myth. It's a wooded area up north.
The Forest of Myth?
They're usually a bright and cheerful group of people. Something like this is very out of character for them. I have a bad feeling about this.
I'll
Yeah, they're
check
probably
it
all
out.
dead, not gonna lie.
You will? But,
Don't worry about it. I've got business there anyway.
oh, well, all right. Thank you. The Forest of Myth is to the north.
Yeah. Yeah. Later, fine shit. I'm like 93% sure that's Makoto. I've been saying it's Makoto from Persona 5, but, you know. I could just be a dumbass, right? It's all the possibilities are... We pull out all the possibilities for this shit. What else I got? Did I mark that off? I did. Or now I did. Oh yeah, and this is a funnier one. Or a weird one. I have a weird view of the weekend in the sense of like, it all stems from the first, well, minus the music, right? The first time I've like really heard him talk, or my first impression of him other than, you know, him singing, was in the movie Uncut Gems, where The Weeknd plays himself as The Weeknd, but he is portrayed as like an asshole, like a fucking pervert, all these just weird things. I don't remember specifically all the nuances of like how weird he is in that movie. And it's kind of odd to me because he is playing himself as The Weeknd. So it's kind of odd that you would sign up for it to be like, to make yourself look shittier. And as me myself, I could easily understand. Okay, maybe he's definitely playing a character of like the, you know, the, and obviously I know like in the time of the movie, right, that it doesn't make sense for him to be there, you know, like canonically, since obviously the movie takes place during, like the Celtics. I forget what year specifically, but you know, like the early 2010s ish, right? Like maybe even 2009. So like obviously he wouldn't be there. Or maybe he would actually. Like I don't remember how old he would have been at that time. My point is, it's kind of weird. Like for example, because the general audience really isn't thinking that much in terms of like, you know, like avant-garde topics and stuff like that, or just like they can't put two and two together that he's probably not like this. But I just don't know why you would want to portray yourself as all those things when
Jacob,
you know, there's no real benefit to it. It's just a weird
need some
thing.
work done on your weapon?
And I know he had that, I don't know if he was a producer of it or something, but he had that one TV show too that was also weird. So yeah, a lot of weird shit, but titanium. I don't know where the fuck to get titanium. Unless you sell it.
Need some work done on your weapon?
Could be a rare draw from enemies. Like, I know they dropped them inside the fucking facility, but like... Titanium NieR Replicant. Titanium alloy. Rare drop in the junk heap. It's just a rare drop. I'm not gonna grind right now, and
Come back.
it's not necessarily necessary to grind our weapon up. I feel like we haven't been struggling with the bosses, so that'll be something for off screen. It is what it is. Maybe I'll upgrade towards the end, but yeah, it is basically just fucking kill the guys inside the area, which. Surprised we haven't gotten more of them, to be honest, because like I'm surprised you just can't buy it. I don't even think we have one piece. No. I'm gonna try for like 10 minutes, see how many I can get. And then yeah, we'll cut back to the, like outside the fucking forest area, and obviously I'll let you know what happened, you know. Or well, to be fair, if I find the titanium, I'll show you upgrading the weapon and stuff like that. So yeah, BRB. Okay, we back. Before I was about to fucking start, these motherfuckers jumped out the woodwork and are about to gangbang me, and yeah, so we're here to fuck them in the ass. Yeah, so my endeavors as to acquiring more titanium ended in failure, so yeah. From what I was reading, it's a later game thing. I think we could have farmed some like shittier enemies in hopes to getting it, but yeah. But yeah, like I said, we don't need it. It was more so like, you know, we haven't had an upgrade in a million hours, so like maybe we throw an upgrade in here or there, you know. Like I said, nothing too crazy. We live. I mean, it's a buff in and of itself that we have Kaine now, so. Ow. Now, do we have to kill these pathetic guys? No, probably not, but they did decide to fuck with us before we got through the door, so. I'm not gonna heal just because maybe there's a fucking save point down here. So it's kind of like, obviously we'll get a full heal from the save point, so. Why are we gonna waste our heal items when we don't have to? And here is the tree. And I'm assuming this is the tree that is referenced in Rona's book. Which is very creepy at the same time, so we'll see what the fuck is going on.
Such silence bodes ill. There's trouble on the way. I'm certain of it.
You know, a little optimism now and then wouldn't hurt, Vice.
Such cheek.
Let's save. 19 hours in. Can't open. Antidotal weed.
Beware.
Oh yeah. Hi, Mayor.
Beware. The word.
The words? What do you mean?
Contagious words. Those who dream.
Those who dream?
Hold a moment. There is a strange new sensation in my mind.
Yeah, why the fuck is your mind half of my fucking screen? Weiss's voice rose in a quizzical way.
It is not quizzical.
What's going on?
I don't know if this is a glitch or intentional. The villager's body shuddered as he slowly opened his
Perhaps
eyes.
we should start by asking this man.
Who are you?
We heard something happened to this village, so we came to see if we could help.
I'm assuming this is intentional because what a weird fucking glitch. The mayor stared at Viridian and Vice.
You can speak to me. I must have caught you in my dream.
In your dream?
The mayor explained. In the past weeks, a mysterious disease called the Death Dream had spread across the forest of myth. Those who caught it were cursed to fall asleep and live forever within the world of their own dreams. The village's mayor had determined the death dream was spread from person to person by spoken words, but before he could learn more, the disease took him as well. Okay, this is intentional. Vice stared at the mayor, his mouth twitching slightly.
Now see here. Are you saying that we have been absorbed into your dream?
Well, yes. I think you have.
Oh.
In other words, we've caught the death dream?
Before the mayor could confirm Viridian's suspicion, Vice exploded with rage.
Ridiculous. Preposterous. Completely unfathomable on every conceivable level. I don't even recall falling asleep.
That's just how the death dream works.
Of course. Though polite, the mayor was clearly trying to brush aside the book's remarks.
My remarks are not to be brushed aside, fool.
The mayor twisted his mouth into an embarrassed grimace, then quickly changed the subject to who Viridian had seen and what they had discussed since coming to the village.
Something there must have caused you to enter my dream. A certain conversation, a specific word, something.
Viridian and Weiss racked their brains but couldn't find no easy solutions. There were simply too many words to consider, too much random chatter, too many meaningless conversations.
Grimoire Weiss does not engage in meaningless conversation.
The mere suggestion that Vice chose his words carefully seemed to sting his pride.
It does not seem to sting my pride, you bloated gasbag of a narrator. It has demolished it utterly.
Irritated, Vice looked skyward as if searching for answers in the
I
heavens.
was doing no such thing. Just leave me alone already.
The anger created by his harsh words bled over Viridian like a contagion. Wait, said Viridian suddenly. Did someone just say contagion? Yes, I believe so. What of it? Well, that villager told us to watch out for contagious words, right? The mayor leaned forward with renewed interest, pushing a startled Vice aside in the process. He must have said something, right? Asked the mayor. Some specific combination of words. What was it? It was about dreaming or something that dreams or... Oh, what the hell was it? A sheep, cried Vice suddenly, blurting out the first thing that popped into his head. The others stared at him for a moment before slowly shaking their heads. After a few more minutes of thought, Viridian's face suddenly lit up. I remember, he said those who dream, that's what he said, I'm sure of it. At this rate, the mayor produced a thick sheaf of papers from his pocket. He flipped through them a few times before finally nodding his approval at Viridian. That sounds right, he said. As a stray sheet of paper fluttered to the ground, my notes also mentioned something about that. I bet it was the last thing you heard before you fell asleep. The mayor shook his head, his worn pencil stub tracing lines through a lone piece of paper. For the last month, I've done nothing but study the disease we call the death dream, he said. I mean, I'm the mayor, right? It's my job to protect the people from whatever comes along, but I never expected a couple of outsiders to start entering people's dreams. The mayor paused, a grimace crossing his face. I should probably be taking notes or something. Vice immediately fired back. I applaud the force of will it takes to research the disease in your dreams, he said, but perhaps we should bend your efforts to escaping this place instead of trying to understand it. The mayor's hand tightened around his pencil, snapping off the tip. I've tried to escape. From the very moment I realized I was locked inside my own heart or my own dream, I've been looking for a way out, but I don't think it exists. I mean, this is my dream, right? If there was an exit, I'd know about it. He paused for a moment, his unfocused eyes staring at nothing. My village was beautiful, he said, to no one in particular, and it was filled with the most wonderful people you could ever hope to meet. But once this disease took hold, things changed. It's like someone took a sponge and soaked all of the color out of our lives. I just want us to be whole again. I want us to be free. Now, one place that has done that is the fucking mansion. That place is bereft of color. And I won't stop trying until it happens. Viridian nodded in agreement. Huh? Wait a second. I didn't nod. Look, if we can be of any help, said Viridian, just ask. Now hold on, I did not just say that. Silence, cried Vice. The Grimoire looked from Viridian to the mayor and back again, his face filling with confidence. Grimoire Vice's face is always confident. Thank you very much. Now see here, Mayor, you told us that nothing can exist in the dream without your knowing of it, but yet you seemed surprised to see us when we first arrived, yes? The mayor slowly raised his head, realization drawing on his face. Oh my god, he said, you're right, I had no idea you were coming. The human imagination is a limitless engine, said Vice, and dreams are the fuel. If you can imagine an exit, then it must be so. With your permission, we shall research it out. Thank you, said the mayor. I don't know how I can repay you. Payment is not required. We are as eager as you to be done with this place. The mayor suddenly felt as if he could breathe again. He'd almost forgotten what it was like. Good luck, you two, he called at the departing forms of Viridian and Vice. We're all counting on you. As Viridian slowly faded into the misty forest, the mayor was struck by a sense of deja vu. I saw this man once before, he thought, but where? Viridian's mood darkened as he trudged through the forest. Hours earlier, when the beauty of this place was still a new thing, he'd been confident they could get in, find the exit, and be home in time for dinner. But the deeper they went, the more the forest closed in around him. The mist made it difficult to see more than a foot in any direction, and moss-covered rocks seemed determined to twist his ankle. More than once he'd been forced to steady himself on the rough bark of a tree, and his hands now left small trails of blood on everything he touched. Additionally, Vice was proving to be a spectacularly poor traveling companion. Unhindered by either terrain or physical effort, he spent most of his time urging Viridian to pick up the pace and grumbling about their slow progress. Finally, after Vice muttered something about legless turtles being more adept at navigating the environment, Viridian snapped. Okay, Vice, cram it for a second, would you? You don't have to walk. Viridian leaned against a tree and tried to stretch the knots from its back. How can the stupid forest be so big? He muttered to himself. The moment the words tumbled from his mouth, a cacophony of insects sprang to life. Every imaginable form of buzz, click, and hiss roared out at a volume that rattled his teeth. Viridian slapped his hands over his ears and screamed to be heard. Vice, what's going on? Viridian could see Vice's mouth moving, but he might as well have been shouting in a tornado. The insect screamed, the force howled, and then just as Viridian's ears seemed ready to tear from his head and go running for cover, the sound diminished. Oh, God. The moment the words tumbled from his mouth, a cacophony of insects sprang to life. Wait. Hesitant, and then just Viridian's ears seemed ready to tear from his head and go running for cover. The sound diminished. Hesitantly, he removed the hand from his left ear and listened to the creature of the woods. Zuri, 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 zuri. Shak, 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 shak. Ch, 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 ch. Woo, woo, wooma, woo, woo, wooma. Ch, 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 ch. As the insect symphony dimmed another decibel, Viridian began to detect patterns in the sound. This isn't random, he thought. It's not just white noise, it's something else. The insects weren't just calling out, they were asking a question. One with it is lacking, 2 with it is ideal, 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? By my pages, is this a riddle? I guess so. I mean, it feels sort of forced, but maybe it's the key to getting out of this place. Then I leave it to you to answer. 1 with it is lacking, 2 with it is ideal, 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? Secret. Because then 1, it's not really a secret, right? Since it's just with yourself. Or the first one with it is lacking. Two with it is ideal. A secret's not ideal with, so it's a seesaw. Thing is about a secret, if you say it has to be a seesaw because 2 with it is ideal, it's never really ideal. At most you would want no one to know about your secret, right? So I would say seesaw. Something that's ideal with 2 people but dangerous with 3. Oh, it's a seesaw. Vice's mouth flew open, but before he could say anything, the world suddenly shifted. Reen, wah, reen, ween, wah. Shik, 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 shik. When Viridian came to, he was once again surrounded by the sounds of insects. The cries of the insects were trading words he had heard somewhere before. 1 with it is lacking, 1 with it is ideal, 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? By my pages, is this a riddle? Is it a secret? But like, the thing is like obviously that's what I was going with at the beginning, but the thing is, a secret, you would want no one to know about the fucking secret is the thing. Inwardly furious that Vice left the task to him, Viridian sighed and gave the only answer that made sense. It's a secret, right? The sound of insects stopped, and suddenly as it began, the forest undergrowth parted before Viridian like a rippling wave opening a new path. These forest arthropods are making a road for us, said Vice with glee. Pleased at passing the test, Viridian moved on with a new intensity. Because it's like even with 2 people, a secret's still dangerous. Like, I'm just overthinking it. I guess the argument is that with only 2 people knowing a secret, that's inherently assuming that the other person's not gonna say anything, because if they said anything, then it would be 3 people, right? So it's kind of like, okay, Yeah. But at the same time, you don't want anyone to know about a secret, so why is one lacking? Viridian moved on with the new intensity. The path offered his body relief from the undergrowth, but gave even greater cheer to his mind. As long as they were on the path, their journey had a purpose. I guess the forest has accepted us, huh? Said Viridian after a bit. Vice spun around to face his companion. Do not mistake the will of the forest for some heartbeat or some happy pet you can suddenly befriend. We have no idea where this path leads. As Vice finished speaking, the pair turned a corner and found themselves facing a clear forest spring. Smiling, Viridian picked up a small rock and sent it skipping across the surface of the water. Good heavens, said Vice. His surprise was understandable. Each time the rock struck the surface of the water, a musical note rang out. When the rock finally stopped moving and sank to the bottom of the springs, the ripples it left behind came together to form words. I enter through the window, but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? Light. Absurdly easy, barked Vice. Now answer it. Viridian grit his teeth and tried not to reach out and strangle his companion. He's right after all. This one is pretty easy. I enter through the window, but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? Sunlight. I'm saving these because I don't know. I kind of want to make like an avant-garde thumbnail with just this as like one of these shits as the thumbnail. Like, I know it probably won't do good visually because it's like, what the fuck am I looking at? But at the end of the day, we really don't give a fuck. But sunlight. A plume of water suddenly burst from the spring. Sunlight filtered through the trees and reflected off the plume, creating a shimmering rainbow that spanned the entire horizon. In all my years, said Vice softly, I have never seen such a sight. Perhaps I have misunderstood the intentions of this place. Hey, look, cried Viridian, awaking of Vice from his daze. There's a house or something over there. Glancing in the direction of his friend's extended hand, Vice saw a small cottage nestled among the trees. That's weird, isn't it, Vice? I mean, who would build a house all the way out here? Viridian walked over and pounded on the door. After a minute of solid banging, the door cracked open and a small man peered out. His body was cloaked from neck to toe in a large black cape, while his face was obscured by mist. Began Viridian. But before he could get any further, the cloaked man held a hand and began speaking. I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but end the night with 3. What am I? Me. Because I'm drunk as fuck in the morning, so I'm on my knees throwing up. And in the and then 2 at noon, because obviously I fucking get up. And then 3 at night is because whoop whoop. No, my bad. Viridian tried to ask the cloaked man who he was and what he was doing there, but he simply repeated the question. If we wish to engage this man in conversation, could he even see my hand? No. Whoop whoop. Yeah, my bad. If we wish to engage this man in conversation, said Vice, it seems we must answer his riddle. Yeah, I suppose, said Viridian. Well, at least it's an easy one. I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but end the night with 3. What am I? Why would it be an angel? Why would it be a demon? A man? A man. Mist dissolved from the cloaked figure as he spoke a single word. Correct. With that, the man flung his garment aside, revealing his true identity. You're the mayor, cried Viridian. The small man slowly shook his head. I am not the mayor you know. Now listen to my words. Long ago I saw a version of you that was not yourself. Sorry? What's that mean? It'll make sense in time. At present, I simply congratulate you on cracking the seal of the death dream. Now, you must go to the person at the forest entrance. With that, the man turned on his heel and slammed the door behind him. As Viridian watched, mist seeped up from the ground and enveloped the cottage, erasing it from existence. When Viridian and Vice returned to the forest entrance, they found the mayor leaning against a tree. As soon as he caught sight of the duo, he sprang to his feet and scrambled over to them. "Good gravy," he cried. "You made it. You actually made it back." His left hand grasped Viridian's and pumped it so fiercely it threatened to dislodge from the socket, while his right seized Vice by the cover and swung him through the air. "Ugh! By the heavens, stop shaking me, fool. We have not even told you if we were successful or not." The mayor smiled broadly and shook his head. "I'm just happy you're alive. I didn't think I'd ever see you again." Viridian withdrew himself from the mayor's eager handshake with a slight smile. We broke the Death Dream seal, and at least I think we did." What the fuck? The mayor's face beamed as Viridian filled him in on the details. When the tale was done, the three of them laid down on the forest ground and fell asleep. Viridian cocked his head. "Okay, hang on. This is crazy. Why would we just lay down and go to sleep?" "Cease your endless prattle and go to sleep, fool. Fighting against the rules of this place is futility itself." Viridian and the mayor obediently reclined atop of the grassy earth. "Have you forgotten?" continued Vice. "It is words that control the Death Dream, words that allow us to move from place to place. No matter how unnatural they seem, the words are absolute. Therefore, if the words tell us to sleep, then sleep we shall. And once we do, the story will continue." With that, the trio found their eyes growing heavy, their breath slowing. "This is the first time," began the mayor, "the first time I have felt tired since I was imprisoned here." His words were cut off by a loud, long yawn, and he remembered nothing more. They might have slept for an hour or a year. When they awoke, things had slightly more real quality to them. The mist felt thicker, the leaves greener. It was clear that they had awakened from their dream. Viridian shook the mayor's shoulder gently. "Good news," he said. "I think we made it." "Oh wow," said the mayor in an awed voice. "We did. I'm back." He blinked once and then again, as it is not quite believing the sight before him. "You two have no idea how much this means. The Death Dream was spreading through our village, and I wanted to. Well, I thought I could figure it out how to stop it, but I guess that wasn't the case. I must have caught the disease and became trapped in my own dream." The mayor started to stand and then collapsed back to earth. He stared at his legs as if trying to remember how they worked, then glanced at Viridian and shrugged. Without a word, the young man reached down and pulled the mayor to his feet. "Real life may take some getting used to," said the mayor as a wry smile crossed his lips. "You shall relearn in short order, I am sure," said Vice. "For now, you should return to your home and rest." "No," said the mayor, swaying on unsteady feet. "No, I can't. Some of the villagers are still trapped in the Death Dream. I have to save them." The mayor slowly made his way to the divine tree in the center of the village, then bowed his head and prayed silently. "This is a holy tree," he explained. When the prayer was finished, "It's the guardian of our village history and memories." "Superstition will only make our mission harder," muttered Vice. "We should not put faith in the gods." The mayor shook his head. "Not the gods, the words. Legend said that our tree is home to a powerful magic known as a sealed verse." Viridian and Vice could not contain their surprise. It seemed a goal had been found in the most unexpected of places. "I say," muttered Vice, "this is certainly a stroke of luck." As the three of them said their goodbyes, Viridian mentioned the strange man who had given the third riddle and the mysterious words he had left them with. "I once saw a version of you that was not yourself," muttered the mayor. "What in the world does that mean?" Lost in thought, he stared into his face for a long moment. "You know," he said softly, "this is going to sound odd, but I had a feeling I'd seen you before too." Viridian tried to keep a straight face and failed, but the mayor didn't seem to notice. Deja vu, right? Anyway, I figure it's just some kind of illusion created by the Death Dream. It probably doesn't mean anything. Viridian gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing. There's something wrong about the mayor and his words. And what exactly is going on here? That riddle would prove to be the most difficult one of all.
Oh, thank you so much. Now I can finally return to a normal life.
This is one of the most bizarre diseases I have ever encountered.
I just think they didn't want to pay the voice actors. Oh, you.
I know. That's why we have to help the other villagers, no matter what.
Obtained a sealed verse, Dark Execution. Summon magical spikes from the ground to impale enemies. Charge to increase the number of spikes.
Now I can finally return to a normal life.
This is one of the most bizarre.
I know.
For a sealed verse, that didn't take much effort.
Yes, all a touch too easy if you're. It's almost as if someone was guiding us to this village.
Don't overthink advice.
I don't even know who would be guiding us, though. Because, like, it's not even someone that did it, though, because where the fuck is Kaine? What was I gonna say? I don't, like, it's not, no one did it for us, it feels like, because we Pahaot. Yeah. The thing is that we had gotten the message from ourselves. Like, no one else mentioned dreams before we had the dream ourselves, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but yeah, okay. I will save. Take this back. I was peeking there, or not peeking, I was getting like really close to peeking at sometimes, so I had to move the mic back a bit. That's definitely gonna be edited in post as to figuring out what fucking shit to, or how loud that fucking section needs to be, because it's literally just my voice. I really enjoyed that though.
This person must be dreaming too.
It would appear that way, yeah.
Enter this villager's dream,
Can't
sure.
say I'm very excited to go back there. That dream world sort of creeps me out.
Perhaps you should spend less time complaining and more time getting on with the mission.
Yeah.
I breathe air scented with death and resist the urge to laugh, for I know it will sound like the words of a madman. How long have I been in this fresh hell? My box, my prison, is tucked beneath the stairway in the long unused catacombs of some infinite castle. Outside I hear the sounds of a funeral dirge that plays without end. Light has no place here. Wind is a forgotten friend. I pray for death to come, but he forsakes me. Time passes and eternity slips by in a single tick of the clock. Someone knocks on my prison. Anyone there? I hear an unfamiliar voice say, "My savior." I claw at the door of my jail, embedding thick splinters under my ragged nails. I scream for help. I laugh. I sob. Surely this is a product of my addled mind. Surely it cannot be true. Help me, I cry. For the love of all the gods, help me. Impossibly, I hear the sound of a lock being torn out and falling to the floor. As the door slowly creaks open, I have just enough time to see a silver-haired boy in a floating book before the light pours inside of me. My eyes, accustomed to the blackness, explode with pain, and I am forced to turn away. Now, that is one thing in the dream. It said that I saw a boy in silvered hair. So how did I see a boy in silver hair? Because when we were first reading that dream shit, I thought we were doing it from the perspective of Yona, right? Seeing us, but that's not the case. So who the fuck? And he did say that he saw someone like me. So there might be another one of us just running around somewhere. Maybe. I'm not gonna say too much regarding like Drakengard 3 shit, but the original me might still be running around, maybe in the dream world or something like that, because they do say that like we are familiar to them, and it doesn't make that much sense. Obviously, I mean, nothing makes that much sense considering how the fuck do you start in the year 2080 or something like that? Or no, sorry, 2050, and then we're here. So yeah. My eyes, accustomed to blackness, explode with pain, and I am forced to turn away. Who are you? I asked, shaking hands covering my face. How have you come to this place? I'm Grimoire Weiss. This is Viridian. Long have we been searching for you. Now come, stand. We shall awaken from this nightmare together. The one known as Viridian extends his hand and pulls me from the cell. Though my eyes are slow to adjust to freedom, my eyes are keen as ever, and they recognize the staccato sounds of heavy rain. I never thought to hear that again, I whisper. Would that this were not such a terrible storm, said Grimoire Weiss. Look at your feet. I force my eyes open and see a water pooling around my ankles and lapping at my shins. There's so much of it. Yes, and more comes each moment we delay. If we do not make good our escape, we shall all drown in this castle. We know you are weak, but you are our only hope to survive this place. Time, that long-forgotten friend, made itself known again. I nodded my head and swore to save my rescuers, no matter the cost. The castle catacombs are a maze, twisting upon themselves, like the endless entrails of a giant. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. Okay. I heard some stepping there. I don't... Is it glitched? Oh. Bro, I thought that was... my dumbass. And then proceed north. At the end of the corridor, I find a row of 20 gorgeous canopied beds resting on top of the carpet of velvet. And all are covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. Searching for the door to the next room, I come upon a shapeless mass of gray matter. It has been shoved against the side of the wall, and despite my fever, I think I see the outlines of a door just beyond. When I reach out a finger and touch a piece of the mass, it turns to dust and drifts away on the wind. Realization slowly dawns, and I fall to my knees and weep. Corpses. I face a mound of charred and crumbling corpses. I look from it to the beds and back again until the horror dawns full upon me. Someone has piled these bodies into a tower and set them ablaze. Whether they were alive or dead, I do not know, and sanity will not permit me to consider the proposition further. I make a sound, whether scream or laughter, I cannot be certain. Then my mind grants me merciful blackness, and I find myself opening the door and leaving that most terrible of rooms. I squint down the dim corridors. Okay, with me reading all this shit, I have not been paying attention in terms of because I need to read it and then I'm not really digesting it. So this is gonna be a fucking deja vu shit, and that I feel like this is gonna fail, but we're gonna proceed east, squint down the dim doors, and head north. I squint east, north, east. At the end of the path, I find myself in a gray hall with only the sound of rain for comfort. The waterlogged red carpet squishes beneath my feet as I approach the center of the room. Once there, I behold a beautiful dining... I don't know if I got it right or what, but we're here. Once there, I behold a beautiful dining table upon which rests china and silver for the finest of construction, as well as the remains of the fantastic beast. I need to Okay, this is also a fucking problem with me recording for 8 hours is... This is so much dialogue that I have to take in. I'm also reading it. I'm thinking of what the fuck is happening. My head is starting to fucking hurt. This is fun. Okay. The waterlogged red carpet squishes, yeah. Yes. Yep. Noticing movement, I approach the chair at the table's head, but as the truth of the matter dawns on me, I recoil in horror. The host of the feast is a corpse, as are all the invited guests. An army of foul, wriggling insects have made homes in their remains, and this is the movement I saw. This once splendid feast was now nothing more than a requiem for the damned. I take a moment to steady my shaking hand, then slowly back away from the table. Desperate to lose sight of the abomination before me, my gaze lands on the chairs upon which the dead were seated. This is a mistake, for the chairs prove to be even more terrible than the feast itself. Each one is covered in a layer of spikes that run from the seat, up the back, and down the arms. This explains the color of the carpet beneath my feet. I can only pray that the unfortunate diners were dead when the meal began, for if not, it is a simple task to envision the agonized screams that must have sprung forth from their mouths. My mind grasps frantically at the possibility that these souls had committed some terrible crime for which this was punishment. Though in truth, I suspect that they had committed no crime at all. Fuck. There would be no tomorrow for these unfortunates. This was their last supper. Ooh, this is a great thumbnail. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. Against all hope, we make it to the front door. Break it down, someone cries, and so I give myself to the effort. In tandem with Viridian and Grimoire Weiss, I slam my body against the thick, sturdy door. On the third try, it gives away, and we find ourselves sprawled on the ground outside the castle. The storm is in retreat. The clouds above are still dark and foreboding, but to the west I can see that thin shimmer of sunlight trying to break through. How can I thank you? I cry as tears join the rain on my cheeks. I would surely have died in there. Looking down, I suddenly notice that my dress is in tatters and sheepishly try to cover my exposed skin. Your dress? Asked Weiss. Then you are a woman, madame. I am? I prefer the two a smile. I suppose that comes as something of a surprise, seeing as how I exist only in the form of words. I can see the one known as Viridian is disappointed that the torn dress will be given no further description, but he hides it well. With a nod and a shrug, the three of us set forth to our awakening. But behind us, an awakening of another kind is taking place. Black smoke fills an abandoned castle, providing the countless damned souls inside with their final shroud. After a moment, the castle windows shatter with a mighty roar. A fresh breeze blows through the hallway and corridors, clearing the smoke away for good. As we watch in awe, unaccountable black shadows slowly flicker to life, crossing to and fro in front of the broken windows. The castle's dead have awakened to their new life as shades. Oh, man. Sometimes, okay, I know what NieR is. In the sense of, I know there's a lot of avant-garde shit. I know there's a lot of mindfuckery. I know there's a lot of foreshadowing. I know it, okay? And I feel like this mansion castle, they say castle, but it could, I don't know if they're inferring maybe what happens here also happens at the mansion too. I'm gonna need to re-watch this section to completely understand what I'm reading, because in the mind that I'm in right now, I can't really digest what I'm reading, and it's difficult to try and encompass like a full theory on it, because that's what I love to do. That's one reason I love 13 Sentinels and shit like that, so I do apologize with that. Yeah, because I feel like they're slowly like revealing a bunch of shit, like with the shit of like, I've actually seen you before, or like we're slowly unpeeling the fucking lettuce or whatever the fuck we're unpeeling the layers, and this is where it gets fucking good, because we want to know what happens. We want to know, oh shit, that happened. You know what I mean? Like, that's the best part of it. you know, and we're almost there.
You have anything to say about that?
Hopefully there will be no labyrinth next time.
I hear that.
Thank you so much for saving me.
No problem.
I never want to have a dream like that again. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Let me save again. I might need to go and get some fucking water, bro. Because this is quite a endeavor. That was 14 minutes right there, just reading. Which is fine. I do love this though. Like it is a great way of how they tell like the different genres of shit, right? Because obviously we have the platformer side scroller, we have the top down. That we haven't seen the top down in a while, but you have the top down fighter, and then we have our third person fighter, and we also have the visual novel aspect of it too, which is absolutely fantastic.
And another victim. This work certainly is trying.
My ass.
I figured a book like you would be into all this word stuff, Vice.
Yeah, me as well.
Even I have my exceptions. Now let's be off.
A colony of massive sculptures was visible in the distance, their tall forms scraping against the sky. Vice and Viridian had never seen such a sight, and their eyes widened as they tried to take it
Those
in.
buildings must be huge if we can see them from this far away. What do you think, Vice?
As Vice considered his answer, the sun beat down on them with renewed
Perhaps they are
ferocity.
some manner of mirage.
They're obviously talking, like, obviously we don't know where where the first shit took place. It was some massive city, right? So, you know, what obviously shotgun theory is obviously Japan somewhere, you know, New York. I highly doubt New York, but like, you know, somewhere like, you know, a big city, right? So like Tokyo, or you know, something. Perhaps there's some manner of mirage, he said. Under this heat, a mirage or two would hardly be an unexpected sight. Viridian nodded and wiped the sweat off his brow, leaving a trail of sand in its place. He thought he'd never been so thirsty. The ancient road on which they walked was black and cracked with age. Here and there, thin wisps of grass pushed up through the rocky surface as if defying those who had laid this. Fuck. I have a pimple on the fucking like tip of my nose, and I fucking, you know. Yeah, that's. This isn't spoilers, really. That's very like. That's a lot how like the theme is in fucking NieR. It's a lot of fucking green, grassy, stone shit. So I don't know if this is a fucking reference to whatever. As if defying those who had laid this material down over their home. The heat reflecting from the road made Viridian lightheaded. His feet hurting, he crouched down to rest. I don't know how much longer I can do this. Is someone playing a joke on us or what? The complaining had already begun. Vice tried not to let his eyes roll too much. A joke, he said. No joke. This road leads to a city of art. Perhaps the path itself is simply some manner of grand artistic work. You don't sound very sure of yourself there. Perhaps not, but thinking of it in this way might make it easier for you to bear. Viridian glanced at Vice's grinning face, shook his head, and resumed walking. As time passed, Viridian's feet grew more painful and his throat drier than he thought possible. He tried not to look further than the next step ahead because the bright sunlight made him hesitant to trust his own senses. "We are definitely getting closer," said Vice in an effort to cheer his companion. "Yes, this much is certain." Encouraged, Viridian lifted his gaze. Suddenly he stopped walking, choosing instead to stand in the middle of the road with his mouth and eyes wide open and his finger pointing in the distance. "Water," he cried. "It's water." "Water?" asked Vice. "Preposterous. I don't see any water." "Over there, ahead of us." Look, the sun is reflecting off it. Without waiting for a response, Viridian sprang to life and bounded toward the site. What in the? There was no water. There was nothing but sand in every direction. Viridian closed his eyes and sighed as Vice floated up behind him and chuckled softly. This also could be not foreshadowing, but you know what they were saying about the facade is that, you know, the waters used to be oceans, or there used to be water instead of sand, right? So could be inferring to what was before. Viridian closed his eyes and sighed as Vice floated up behind him and chuckled softly. I believe this is known as a mirage, he said. Many a desert traveler has spoken of such things. Viridian shook his head, bewildered. Suddenly he pointed off in the distance, his eyes wide once more. Wait, there it is. I just missed it. Look, it's right there. Viridian sprinted off again, leaving Vice with no choice but to follow. After a few minutes of running, Viridian came to a halt. I could have sworn it was right around here. Confused, he put his hands up to his eyes and rubbed them vigorously. As soon as he stopped, he noticed a blue shimmering pool of clear water just over the next rise. With a shout, he bounded off in search of it. The chase continued for nearly an hour until an exasperated Vice finally floated up to Viridian and struck him in the face with his cover. Enough, you blithering idiot. Stop this at once. There is no water here. Viridian's face clouded. There isn't? There is not, and perhaps next time you will listen to me when I tell you as much. A moment then continued, speaking in a slightly kinder tone. However, I suppose this mad chase was not altogether wasted. It seems we have arrived in the City of Art. Viridian looked up. Stretched out before him was a row of impossibly tall sculptures. Journey was at an end. They're huge, cried Viridian, completely forgetting the heat and pain of the past few hours. I've never seen anything so big. Each sculpture was formed from roughly the same shape, a tall rectangle that stretched up towards the sky, but that is where the similarities ended. Most were covered with panes of glass that reflected light in 1,000 directions, while others seemed to be nothing but frames of steel. Some had tall spires on their tops, while others possessed triangular caps. What kind of city is this? Said Viridian. Where are the people? Where are the houses? Perhaps the land is intended exclusively for artistic use. The debate continued as they made their way through the city. Miracles of artistry were everywhere. Great iron crates with wheels sat silent on steel rails, beautifully carved through works with lights of red, amber, and green dangled over every street. As they moved away from the massive sculptures, they found a great array of smaller ones. Some were covered in glass or brick, but many were composed of materials they had never seen before or encountered. The sheer variety of colors and styles was staggering. Unable to find a theme or purpose to the abstract works around them, Viridian and Vice eventually fell silent. On the outskirts of the city, they discovered 3 sculptures in the shape of humans. Viridian uttered a sigh of relief as he approached them. Finally, I was getting tired of the modern art. The 3 statues were indistinguishable except for a single word chiseled into their right arms. One read Alpha, one read Beta, and the final one read Gamma. As Viridian moved to touch the near statue, a bird flew from the top of one of the sculptures. Alighting on the statue's shoulder, it emitted a brief, beautiful song that took the form of words. In Drakengard 3, there was girls. There was a group of girls. I forget their names. I think their names were only numbers. I don't think it was... Was it Beta and Alpha? I don't think so. I think it was just I don't remember. That's what I think of, or that's what I'm trying to get at. Only one wait. A bird flew from the top of one of the sculptures, alighting on the statue's shoulder. It emitted a brief, beautiful song that took the form of words. Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false one will speak lies. With that, the bird departed. As if on cue, the 3 statues shuddered to life, acquiring color and form as they began to breathe. Hey, look at that, said Viridian. They're alive. The triplets bowed low bowed low before Viridian. Now, they weren't triplets. They were a lot more... There was a lot more of them. Please, said Alpha. You have to get me out of this nightmare. I am real. Stop lying, said Beta. He turned to Viridian and threw his hands in the air. Alpha's a fake. You know I'm the real one. So one is always a liar. Stop lying, said Beta. Is it a lie to say stop lying? Threw his hands in the air. Alpha's a fake. You know I'm the real one. What a load of crap, said Gamma. Beta is a fake. Everyone knows I'm the only real one around here. Their respective pleas given, the three statues returned to their frozen state as silence once again enveloped the city. When you consider all the statements, only one of them could be the real thing, said Vice. Viridian furrowed his eyebrows and considered his answer. Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false ones will only speak lies. Oh, man, I need it. Oh, man, I wish I could go back. Okay, I don't remember what Beta said. Beta said, blah, blah, blah is a liar. You know I'm the real one. And then Gamma also said, blah, blah is a liar. I'm the real one, too. So is it Alpha? I just don't remember what Alpha said. Obviously, this is going to be like, we're not going to fail with this, right? But, like, Jesus. But, yeah. Wait, I don't have a clue. Viridian took a long look at the statue and tried to clear his mind. On the outskirts of the city, he discovered the skull again. 5 males getting tired of the modern art. The three statues were indistinguishable, yeah. Only one form, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false ones will only speak lies. As if on cue, the three statues shuddered, acquiring color. Hey, look at that, said Viridian. They're alive. Please, said Alpha, you have to get me out of this nightmare. I am real. You have to get me out of this nightmare. I am real. Stop lying, said Beta. Beta's a fake. So yeah, Alpha's real, right? Because Beta and Gamma both said lies in their statements. Or I don't know. Fuck, man. Oh. I knew that. What the fuck is this? I knew that. If Alpha were telling the truth, began Vice in the dry tones of the lecture, Beta and Gamma would be fakes. But in that case, Gamma's claim that Beta is a fake would be the truth. Even though Gamma is a liar, therefore that theory crumbles. Now let us presume that Gamma spoke the truth. That makes Alpha and Beta liars. In this situation, however, Beta is calling Alpha a liar, which would leave us with two statues telling the truth. Right. Finally, let us assume that Beta is telling the truth. If so, Alpha and Gamma's lies would make sense. Therefore, Beta must be real. But how? Because, yeah, okay. Yes. But couldn't you... Let's presume that Gamma spoke the truth. That makes Alpha and Beta lie. Yes, because, okay, Beta said that Alpha's... Right. Oh, why does that not work? Because Gamma said Beta's the liar. Right, okay, yeah. Intentional, I knew that it was fucking Beta. Suck my ass. As Vice finished the explanation, Alpha and Gamma crumbled soundlessly into dust, while Beta sprang to life once more. Congratulations, villager. Also, this is very similar. I'm not saying it took inspiration from this, but I really liked it when they did this in KOTOR, and especially in KOTOR 1 and 2. KOTOR 2 obviously had a lot of dialogue boss fights in that game, which was absolutely fantastic, and it's very reminiscent of this. You know, of these dialogue of boss fights or riddles or, you know, shit like that where you're, you know, reading like this. I don't know how much, like what you even call this, but... As Vice finished the explanation, Alpha and Gamma crumbled. Yeah. Congratulations, villager, said Vice in a cheerful voice. The time to awaken has arrived. Thank you for saving me, cried the villager. He dropped to his knees and bowed his head as low as it could go before an uncomfortable Viridian pulled him to his feet. Why did you have a dream like this? Asked Vice. Have you been to this city before? The villager slowly looked around at the bizarre objects and sculptures that dotted the landscape, then shook his head. I don't think so. I mean, it's impossible, right? There's no way I could have ever been to a place like this, but at the same time, I feel like I've seen it before. Deja vu, muttered Viridian, just like the mayor. The vague sense of unease that struck Viridian during the mayor's dream spread once more through his mind. Now, it could be also the possibility that this is all Viridian's dream in the sense of we're dreaming of this shit, right? Like, this is a dream for us, and we've seen the mayor before, and the mayor has seen us before, so that what he's saying is truthful, that he's seen us before. I think it's a very good possibility, because the only one that's seen those fuck-ass cities is Viridian, that we know of, right? Because from the year 2050 and shit like that. So, possible? The vague sense of unease that struck Viridian during the mayor's dream spread once more through his mind.
That was rough.
I am positive I have seen that place before.
And you were with me there as well, Vice.
Okay, that's enough. Don't need you getting all weird on me too. Okay, there. Now all the villagers can wake up, right?
Yes, if the mayor's assumption was correct. I think I have had enough wordplay to last a lifetime. Thank you very much.
You're telling me. Anyway, let's go see the mayor.
I thought I was a goner there. Thanks for the help. What a strange dream. It almost felt familiar somehow.
It's just, I don't see how they could come from... I mean, they could have also come from 2050, I guess. It also could be a lie that this is 3000 whatever.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you so much. Here, I have something for you.
Obtain the one-handed sword Faith.
Wow, this looks
Don't I
valuable.
have this already?
I can really have it?
Of course, it's apparently a weapon of some renown, but we have little use for it.
Well, we appreciate it.
Thank you again for everything.
No problem. I want to take a picture of the tree like this. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Okay, should be enough. That's why, like, the HUD is very minimal in this game, so that's why I kind of wish that, like, it would go away. Well, this is, again, me selfish for, you know, wanting to take screenshots, right?
I simply cannot bear another of these infernal
What? Oh, hello again. You know I've been trying to figure out a way to thank you for saving me, and I think I've got it. We're going to put up a statue of you. It will be 10 feet high and made of pure gold. Oh, and I know you don't own a horse, but I think we'll put you on one anyway. Horses just make people look more heroic, you know. How's that? You don't want a statue? Oh, I thought you'd really enjoy it. Regardless, thanks to your tireless efforts, our village is at peace once more, and at peace. That's a little agricultural joke right there. Anyways, I've been thinking about other things besides bad jokes and statues. I've also decided that we need to start holding the village festivals again. We used to have it every year, but the last mayor thought it was old-fashioned or something, and he killed it. But since I'm the mayor, I can start it up again. That's not abusing my power or anything, is it? What's that? You want to hear about the festival? Well, the official name is the Feast of the 3 Days. We call it that because everyone sits around a huge table and eats for 3 days straight. No sleeping allowed. Oh, and we hold it on the foggiest days of the year, so it's hard to tell what you're eating. Some of the dishes are delicious, but some are really rare and, well, there's some weird stuff in there. Let's leave it at that. He might have fucking killed it because everyone fucking died. Or some bull. What the fuck is happening? Anyways, you'd be pretty surprised at what you can eat when you haven't slept for a couple of days. I'll make sure that a room is prepared for you so you can be the guest of What? You can't come. You have to wash your hair? Oh, alright. Well, I guess that's understandable. Well, with the adventuring and all, truthfully, I think this town needs more group bonding activities like that. It'll help us get to know each other, and also promote unity in times of crisis and so forth. Weiss coughed loudly. How much longer must we bear this unsufferable flapping of this fool's gums? He whispered to Viridian. Let him talk. He just woke up. He probably has a lot more he wants to say. Weiss sighed. This must be what Popola meant by bright and talkative. Okay, that changes it a bit because you also know about this, like, fucking party at the fucking castle where you fucking killed everybody.
I simply cannot bear...
Do you guys have other shit?
I simply cannot...
Oh, it's you. Can I talk to you for a minute? Here, over here. These are my neighbors. I'm just telling them about the dream I had, you know, the one you rescued me from. They don't believe me. They say I'm making the whole thing up. Who could invent something like that? I remember the darkness. I remember the screams. Listen, you have to back me up. They think I'm crazy. They need to understand. Tell them how you pulled me out of that cell and there was water everywhere and how it was rising quickly. Part of me was convinced you had rescued me only to let me drown, you know. I don't want to drown. People talk about how it's peaceful, but I think they're lying. And tell them about the bodies. The bodies. Oh God, there were so many of them. There was the room with the beds and the corpses like pieces of charcoal. I keep thinking about the fire and how hot it must have been, but then I don't want to remember it anymore, so I think about the wine. Only it wasn't wine, it was blood, and it was still warm. Sometimes I can still smell it. I'll be eating a piece of pie or something, and all I can smell is that warm blood mixing with the rising water. It's hard to eat now. When I see a table, I think about the feast and the guest and how the carpet squished beneath my feet when I walked. I don't know, it's weird. The pictures are maybe the worst. I keep wondering if they knew they were going to die and how they could sit still knowing that each stroke of the brush is a step closer to death. I think about the stuff like that a lot now, actually. I have a hard time thinking about anything else. I don't sleep much. Sleep is hard. I see such terrible things when I close my eyes. Anyway, I was hoping you could tell my neighbors so they'd... Where did they go? They left a while ago, said Viridian quietly. Doubtless, they find your dreams a bit disturbing, said Weiss. Perhaps you could find something else to talk about with them, Such as the weather or kittens. The villager smiled softly at Viridian, but the smile soon faded from her face. As the two of them slowly backed away, they could see tears beginning to fall from the corners of her eyes.
I simply...
Why weren't we kind of like gaslighting her at the end of there? I feel like, was that why she was crying?
Another of these
I think she was crying because obviously the realization of like what she saw and how she's not the same person anymore, right? Because of the trauma. We really didn't hear from you, to be honest. Nothing really crazy happened in yours. Oh, hey, it's you. The guy who saved me from the crazy city. It's great to talk to you again. You're my hero, you know that? Oh, come on, don't be shy. It's all right. The mayor even said we're going to build you a statue and everything. I hear you've been traveling the world. Good for you. Travel is the key to happiness, you know, getting out in the world and meeting your fellow humans face to face. It really changes the way you see things. I think change like that will be vital in the new world that's coming. How's that? Me? No, I've never traveled, never left this village. To tell you the truth still, I'd like to get out someday. I think our world is dying. Seriously, think about it. You've got the black scrawl, the shades, the mysterious illness, like the death dream. It's like something is trying to give us a warning. In fact, I'm sure this is a warning. We need to change our ways before it's too late. I'd like to help change the world, but I'm just a simple villager. Not like you guys. You're on the front lines of everything, rushing in with swords and magic spells and stuff like that. Hey, I know, maybe we can join forces and change the world together. I mean, with your experience and talent and my, well, whatever I have. Anyways, I think we could really make a difference. This world needs a leader, someone who can unite the people in a common purpose. He'd probably have to be kind of tough. He'd have to be kind of tough too. I mean, this isn't a world that appreciates calm discussion, you know? He'd also need to be smart and have the ability to look down the road and think about what's best for the future. I bet you'd be perfect. What do you say? Huh? You think I should do it? Oh, no. That's not... I mean... thanks and everything, but no thanks. I'm not a public limelight kind of guy. I'd rather hang around the background and help from there, you know? Like an advisor or a puppet master or whatever they're called. Actually, I think I'd be pretty good at that. Viridian and Vice left before the villager could hand them a copy of his pamphlet, 10 Simple Ways to Save the World. As they walked, Vice pondered openly about the man. I suppose he is what they call an armchair general.
I simply cannot...
Oh, you. And this is a dead end, obviously. Oh, this was a... I really like this area a lot, actually. Because it kind of like you can start seeing through the fucking cracks of shit, right? Oh, man. But I am going to get some fucking water, so I'm out. But yeah. BRB. We back. Took a bit... Oh. I'm gonna start my fucking controller. Let me line up. I think we're in the middle, hopefully. Yeah. I went to go eat. So, a little bit longer, but obviously for you guys it's instant, so it don't fucking matter. And out this city, town that we go. Kaine, don't know where the fuck her ass is, but obviously she says she doesn't like going into towns at all, so, you know. Would have liked to see her funny dialogue in there as well, but...
So how was the village?
Ooh.
Oh, it was truly magnificent. There are no words. Really.
Huh. Neat.
Like, for example, I would have loved to see her, like... I would have liked to see her get mad and fucking, you know, just like, what the fuck are we doing
Let's
here?
get back to Popola. She'll probably want to know what's going on in there.
That's my bad. I'm gonna leave that in so you guys can hear the sound difference with the air conditioning on and off, you know, so it's kind of like why I can't have it on. And if it's actually not that bad, it's gonna sound bad. I fucked up. We're only here. We're not even that far in, so yeah, well, I'm not gonna worry about it. Good thing I fucking caught on. The thing that I caught on to, I was like, it's nice in here, you know? It's like, it's nice. It feels cool. Like, this is... something's wrong. This is never this cool. And I was right, because AC-chan was on, and that guy's dead. And these two are dead, and those two are also dead, and I'm dead. Kinda... yeah, you can kill them, I guess. I mean, you're not gonna come into the town anyway, so... maybe there's some quest stuff. Let me hit up Devola. Macedonia? Devola. Your shit's grayed out, but we're gonna go in anyways. Yellow.
What have we got today?
What do we have
Doesn't
today?
look like I have any work for...
Okay. Steam sale's on. Make sure to get your games. The fucking whole Binding of Isaac collection is like $4. I think for me it's like cheaper because I had the original Binding of Isaac, not like the Rebirth Afterbirth shit. So I might cop that just as, you know, something to mindlessly play, you know. Viridian came back. He came back home to see me. Yay. Where was I? Because he says he came back. Is there a chance that, like, it's an alternate, like, not alternate, but, like, that the... Is it possible that the Viridian that we know hijacked the Viridian in this world's body and or put the other one in limbo based off of Yona's last wish, right? Before she died in the snow or was dying in the snow? Possibly? Because also, like, people do know Viridian, so I don't know.
The death dream certainly is a strange illness.
Yeah, it was something all right.
Even I, with my natural love for words, have no desire to visit that place ever again.
You guys did well. You've been making a lot of long trips lately. Are you sure you're not pushing yourself too hard?
No, we good.
I'm okay. I can't just sit around all day while Yona's sick after all.
Also, like, we've completed, like, everything on this map minus the mansion or the manor. I'm pretty sure we've been to, like, everywhere.
If you say so.
Like, compared to the map on the back of the fucking, on her wall.
So, anything I can do for you?
Well, I suppose there is one thing I could use a hand with. Have you heard about our plans to repair the canal? The work probably won't happen for a while, but once it's done, we can use the canal for trade and travel and all kinds of useful things. Unfortunately, however, we're a bit behind schedule at the moment. If you're willing to help out, I'd really appreciate it.
No problem.
No
what
problem.
do you need?
Great. So, the man I originally asked to help on this project hasn't shown up for work in a few days.
Fantastic.
I'm starting to get a little worried. So, maybe you can head over to Seafront and check up on it. I'll mark the location of his house on your map. He always
do.
carries a red bag over his shoulder, so he should be easy enough to find.
Got it.
The person I asked to help with the canal repairs should be in...
Yep. Later, fine shit. Fine sheet.